Good afternoon, everybody. Delighted to have you with us live from Allendale. And for those of us that are Tigers fans, that when we look out to center field on any given night, we see in big lights out there over Comerica Park, Grand Valley State University, that you have quite a presence in the Detroit area.
We do, and I spent last week down in Detroit, really seeing what's happening at our center. We're really excited to bring more academic programming there. We're excited in this time of students learning more virtually, of utilizing the center for the students who are Grand Valley students learning from home as places they can go to come together in small groups responsibly with masks,
Sure.
do study groups, utilizing it as an admissions center. And one of the things we launched this year was a new series of degrees for adult learners and bringing that to the Detroit region and using the center as an opportunity for those individuals to network and make career connections and look at their own progressions.
So, can I give you a tip of the hat with the fact that the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services shows an a lot of increases in cases on most college campuses, but Grand Valley has dropped off their hit parade list, and that you haven't had any significant increase in cases in 28 days, which is quite an achievement. What has been the secret sauce here as to why you've been doing so well?
Thank you for noticing it. We had a number of cases early on, but I think the keys to our success is it's a multi-pronged approach. It's like a stool with many legs, and they all rely on each other. One of the most important things is we work very closely, hand in glove, with our county health departments. We have two main campuses in
Right.
two different counties, but we meet with them several times a week. We discuss our strategies. The next big part is we have a very, very aggressive testing program. We're testing thousands of students, faculty, and staff every week. The idea being to identify those asymptomatic people that are positive. So then the next step is we can trace their contacts. We can get people into isolation and quarantine as needed. By doing that, we really slow the spread.
We were able to do a much better job in regards to weathering the impact of COVID-19, which is evidenced by us just being down 2.8% in regards to total enrollment. We did see a dip in our new students, though, but we countered that quickly by creating a gap year program. So we went out and we looked for these students who decided to take some time off until they figured out what COVID-19 was going to create for them. And we basically came at it and said, well, we want to keep you engaged. We want to make sure that you still are a part of the Grand Valley State University family. So we reached out to them and gave them an opportunity to still be a part of us. And we're hoping, after they take, we've outlined 2 courses for them to take basically while they're in this gap year mode. And we're hoping that that's going to keep them engaged and then allow us to easily bring them in our next semester.
I believe in educating. I don't believe in belittling other people. So I think there's also a certain tone when you are talking politics, whether that be within peers, friends, or just people in public. I think that there's a certain way that you can express yourself and the other person can equally. I just think that when you start throwing in name calling or not choosing to believe real facts is where it divides the line.
There's a benefit of discussing politics in person, being able to see the person, humanizing that issue. So that's something that's really important to me is our campus becomes a microcosm of the state of the country and the feelings, the emotion that intensifies on this small scale, and you get these really emotional responses to issues. And so it's really important that we step back from, where we're at and take a look at the broader perspective and humanize the issues and humanize the person.
Workplace health is a huge one for me as far as my belief that businesses should be taking a proactive response to the COVID pandemic and to ensure the safety of not only their customers but their employees. That being said, do I think a mask mandate is necessarily the right answer? Probably not.
I think the main idea around all of this is just being able to have a sense of civility and empathy, being able to, have a conversation and, put yourself in the other person's shoes and, not get offensive or, I think the whole thing of diverse speech versus hate speech, I think that is a great, way to look at it, having a diverse conversation versus being prejudiced in your words and, being offensive and threatening. I think that is something that colleges really need to continue to force on students, not necessarily in a harsh way, but kind of give them the option And, I think Grand Valley has done that a great deal to give, students an opportunity to have those kind of conversations.